you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Living the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here, coming at you from beautiful sunny San Diego, and welcome back to the Living the Dream podcast. We're going to finish this week strong by covering how to properly fuel our bodies based on what works best for us individually, and in order to reach for our health, fitness, and wellness goals, and in order to live our dream lives. And welcome to another chapter of this week's theme, Live Your Life Like a Video Game. On Mindset Monday, we talked about why we should not start at level 50. Real progress comes from starting where you are and earning experience points through consistent action. On Tuesday, we talked about gamifying your fitness, turning workouts, habits, and discipline into a game that you actually want to play. And then on Wellness Wednesday, we talked about our body's dashboard, the key stats like sleep, recovery, heart rate, and stress that tell you how your system is performing. And today, we're going to talk about something every character in every game needs in order to perform well, and that is fuel. Because just like in a video game, what you put into your system can either give you power-ups or debuffs. Food isn't just calories. Most people think that food, in a very simple way, it is calories in, calories out. And while calories absolutely matter, it's the base of the pyramid when it comes to things like fat loss or performance. Food is doing far more than simply providing energy. Food is also providing information. The nutrients that you eat interact with things like your hormones, your metabolism, your brain chemistry, your immune system, and your recovery processes. All super, super important things. So when you eat, you're not just fueling your body, you're actually modifying your character's stats. Some foods improve your performance. Some foods weaken it, just like buffs and debuffs in video games. Power up number one, the main thing that we talk about when it comes to nutrition on this podcast. Power up number one is protein, the muscle repair buff. One of the biggest power ups you can give your character is protein. When you train, especially with resistance training, you create microscopic damage to muscle fibers. That's not a bad thing. That damage is actually the signal, the stimulus for your body to rebuild bigger, better, faster, stronger. But in order for that rebuilding to happen, your body needs amino acids, the building blocks found in protein. This is why protein intake is so important. So important for things like muscle repair, muscle growth, recovery, and maintaining lean body mass. Many experts recommend somewhere around the 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight for active individuals. So whatever your desired body weight is, multiply that by 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per day, and that's what you should be eating. That is a goal to shoot for. Think of protein as your character's repair kit after battle. Without it, your character struggles to rebuild. Power up number one is protein. Power up number two is hydration, energy regen. Water may be the most underrated performance enhancer on Earth. Your body is roughly 60% water, give or take, and nearly every physiological system depends on it. Hydration affects things like energy, endurance, your cognitive performance, temperature regulation, and circulation. Research shows that losing just 2% of your body weight through dehydration can noticeably impair athletic performance. If you weigh 180 pounds, that's only about 3 to 4 pounds of fluid loss. 2% of body weight can noticeably impair athletic performance. Water is basically your character's energy regeneration mechanic. When hydration drops, your performance drops. Power up number 2, hydration. Power up number 3, whole foods. Long-term stat upgrades. Whole foods provide vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants that support nearly every system in the body. Foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, nuts and seeds, and healthy fats. These foods support metabolic health. They support recovery, immune function, and long-term disease prevention. Research consistently shows that diets rich in whole foods are associated with lower inflammation, improved cardiovascular health, and better metabolic function. In gaming terms, whole foods provide permanent stat upgrades to your character. They strengthen the foundation your health is built on. So we got the power up number 3, whole foods. There's a secret level here, nutrition synergy, stacking your power-ups. Here's something fascinating that people don't realize. Some foods become more powerful when eaten together. Scientists call this synergy, nutrient synergy. Think of it like stacking power-ups in a game. For example, iron plus vitamin C. Iron plus vitamin C. Plant foods like spinach contain iron, but your body struggles to absorb the plant-based iron efficiently. So when you pair that food with vitamin C, like adding little lemon juice or strawberries or bell peppers, the absorption increases dramatically. Another combo would be turmeric and black pepper. Turmeric contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound, but curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. When combined with black pepper, absorption can increase by up to 2,000% because of a compound called piperin, black pepper and turmeric. Another combo would be vegetables and healthy fats. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble vitamins. That means that your body absorbs them better when eaten with fats. So adding something like olive oil or avocado or nuts to a salad actually improves nutrient absorption. These combinations are like stacked buffs for your character. Power up number 4 would be carbohydrates, stamina bar fuel. Carbohydrates often get a bad rep, but they're actually one of the body's primary energy sources. When you eat carbohydrates, they're stored as glycogen in your muscles. During intense exercise, your body uses this glycogen for fuel. When glycogen stores are depleted, fatigue can set in quickly. Athletes rely heavily on carbohydrates to maintain performance during high-intensity training. So think of carbohydrates as the fuel that fills your character's stamina bar. When the bar is empty, everything slows down. The energy crash mechanic. Now, here's something many people experience but don't fully understand. The energy crash. When you eat highly refined carbohydrates or sugary foods by themselves, your blood sugar can spike quickly. And then what happens after a quick spike? It drops. And when that drop happens, you feel tired, lethargic, foggy, even things like hungry again, craving more sugar. One simple strategy to prevent this is combining foods. Try to dress up your naked carbs. Pair your carbohydrates with things like protein, fiber, healthy fats. You could have fruits, but have fruits with nuts. You could have toast, but maybe have toast with eggs. You can have oatmeal, but maybe you have your oatmeal with some Greek yogurt. These combinations help to slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar from spiking and crashing. In gaming terms, you're preventing your character's energy bar from crashing. Let's talk about debuffs, foods that weaken performance. We're going to talk about the other side of the equation. In video games, debuffs are effects that weaken your character. Maybe they slow you down, maybe they reduce your strength, but certain habits can have similar effects on the body. Debuff number 1 is ultra-processed foods, a huge umbrella of items. Ultra-processed foods are often engineered to be extremely palatable. They taste delicious. They're typically high in refined sugars, high in fats, and high in sodium. Sugars, sodium, and fat. The Holy Trinity, while being low in things like fiber and nutrients. A fascinating NIH study led by researcher Kevin Hall compared two diets, one composed primarily of whole foods, the other composed primarily of ultra-processed foods. Participants could eat as much as they wanted. What was the result? People eating the ultra-processed diet consumed about 500 more calories per day on average, even though both diets were designed to be similar in calories and macronutrients. 500 calories, that's a huge difference. Over time, that kind of overeating can quietly drain your health stats and quietly fill your fat stores. Debuff number 2, excess alcohol. I know. Alcohol can also function like a performance debuff because high alcohol intake can impair things like sleep quality, muscle recovery, hormone balance, and cognitive function. Even moderate alcohol consumption has been shown in studies to disrupt sleep stages. And as we talked about on Wellness Wednesday, poor sleep negatively affects all those things when it comes to recovery. Another hidden debuff here that a lot of people don't think about is late night eating. Late night eating large meals very late at night can disrupt your circadian rhythms and interfere with sleep quality. When sleep quality drops, all those things with recovery, hormone balance, all those things go down the drain, and your next day energy also suffers. Also, your next day food choices. You have less willpower against the foods that are calling your name. That means a late night habit can quietly weaken tomorrow's performance. Let's move on to some legendary items, the biggest nutrition upgrades. In many games, there are items that are called legendary items. These are rare upgrades that dramatically improve your character. In real life, there are a few nutrition habits that function the same way. Think of these as your legendary health upgrades. We've talked about eating enough protein, prioritizing whole foods, staying hydrated, and then other things are like eating enough fiber, and then including healthy fats like omega-3s. You don't need hundreds of complicated nutrition strategies. If you eat enough protein, if you prioritize whole foods, if you stay hydrated, get your fiber and get your healthy fats, you will be well on your way to your health goals. Mastering just a few powerful habits here can dramatically improve your character. So your quest for next week, here's your Fuel Up Friday quest. Over the next 7 days, start paying attention to how food affects your performance. After you eat something, after you eat your big meals, ask yourself, how is my energy after this meal? Do I feel strong during my workouts? How well do I sleep after eating certain foods? You don't need to track everything perfectly. Just start building awareness on a few things, because awareness is the first step toward better decisions. Imagine two characters starting the same game. One character consistently fuels themselves well, sleeps well, hydrates, and supports recovery. The other character ignores nutrition completely. Fast forward 5 or 10 years. Those two characters will look completely different. Your daily choices are quietly shaping the future of your character. So fuel your body well. Keep earning experience points, and remember, Dream Team, get stronger, live longer. And that's it, my friends. Thank you for joining me on this Fuel Up Friday episode of the Live in the Dream podcast. Please share the knowledge that you gain with your friends and family and hold each other accountable. If this episode inspired you, share it with a friend who could benefit from what we talked about today. To support this podcast and help it grow, please subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on, and leave a review telling others how this podcast has benefited you. Leave a comment somewhere in the comments section wherever you're watching this or listening to this. It's a real non-cost way to help get this important wellness content into more people's ears. Tag me at liveinthedream_podcast or at coachdamian_SD and let us know how this episode benefited you. Let us know what we missed. Let us know what we got wrong. We want to know. Message us if you have any suggestions or tips that would help your Live in the Dream team that we can discuss in future episodes. I will be right here with you, working on making us stronger, happier, and healthier humans. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.